Well, hello, I'm Alex, and today I've got an idea for making zines. So you can use this simple zine format to develop a daily practice. It's small, it's little, you can take it with you anywhere you go. It's perfect for prompts, and it's perfect for when you don't have time. You know how I'm always saying, it's easy to spend a few minutes a day in creative play. I'm sure some of you are like, well, it's easy for you to say you're an artist. So, I'm making these videos for you to take play breaks with me. This is your creativity timeout, baby. Just grab whatever supplies you have on hand, work alongside me, don't worry. I'm keeping this no fuss fabulous, easy peasy. Go ahead, check it out. Today I've got another collage video for you. So we're back to our daily play with zines, and the previous video was about collage squares, and this one's about collage cutouts. We start with a zine as always. We're going to want our collage fodder, which I like to keep in this envelope. And if you don't have any collage fodder and you just happen to have a little notebook or one of these notepads with different colors, that's perfect. I actually love this, not for taking notes, but because I love the colored paper for collage. And I'm going to be showing you examples where I use this paper. So this is a perfect way to make collage, like to use this as your fodder if you have nothing else. Or you can just grab magazine pages, and you can even fold your zine out of a magazine page like this. So if you need a quick refresher on how to fold your zine, go check out the video called How to Fold a Zine. And if you need a quick review of what collage fodder is and how to get started, there's a video called how to make your own collage fodder. So let's get going here. I've chosen this pretty blue paper, and our theme for today is cutouts. And in that video I just mentioned about sort of an overview of collage fodder, I went ahead and cut out a few basic shapes. So we're always going to be referring back to these shapes. So if you watch that video and actually cut some of those shapes alongside me, you'll have a lot of bits you can start with today already done. If not, let me just show you real quick what this is all about. Okay, let me start with examples. So you've already seen these shapes. Let me refer to what I call these. So anything that's like a circle or an attempt to be a circle, I call a stone or a potato. So we've got stones, we've got triangles, we've got stairs, we've got bridges, and if we round those off, they look like rainbows. We've got the part that gets cut out, which I think of as a bowl or a cup, or you could think of it as a door being cut out of the bridge itself. We've got drops, so drops would be here, and if you cut off that little point, I call them petals, but either could be petals. And everything, and then we've got strips, we've got strips and stairs. So all of these are super simple shapes to cut out of squares. So I love to start with just the idea of going through your fodder and pulling out different papers and cutting them into squares of different sizes, because that's your basic starting point for all these shapes. So let me go ahead and show you some examples of what we're going to be doing. So here's a zine. So our goal is to to work on one page at a time as always, and to fill each page with some shapes that you find interesting. And we're going to kind of sort of think about composition here. So sometimes I think of this as an abstract art style because it makes me think of modern art. How can you balance two shapes with each other? And how can you play with positive and negative, right? So I'm telling you to start with the basic square because it makes it easy to cut things out of it. But it also is about what you're left over with and what you've cut out of, thinking of that as positive and negative. So here, obviously 2 shapes were cut out of here. These are the leftovers. These are 2 negatives. How can you balance them with each other? How can you balance positives and negatives? So here, triangles, strip, and then this is a window where I cut out a shape with 6 sides. This is just one big organic shape. Here we're playing with color more than anything. So for the daily play with zines and collage cutouts, I want you to think about no more than 4 bits on each page. You only do 1 page per day, and you're drawing from the shapes you've already cut out, or you might have 3 of those shapes and then get inspired to cut a new one. So you can see how much fun that is to just think about what bits do I have and what bits can I cut out and add just to create an interesting composition every day. Here's another example. There's 2 shapes here, 3 here, 1 here. One, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, so I never did more than 4. That was really my goal. And here's another one. Actually, this is the negative, and here I use the positive. So try to use all your bits. So if you cut out a drop shape out of a rectangle, save that rectangle. You can always trim it to make it fit on your page if it's too big. So, oh yeah, I wanted to show you this because it's fine to overlap your shapes. So you're limiting yourself to 4 shapes or less, but there's no reason why you can't overlap them. So think about scale. Maybe some of your bits are really big, and then to make the other ones fit, they actually have to go on top. That's perfectly fine. I actually think that's excellent. All right. So now that I've shown you some examples, we've got our paper. All you need is your glue stick and scissors and a little bit of scrap paper for working with your glue stick. I'm going to go ahead and grab a few pages here. We only need 4 bits. So what might happen if I use these together? Alright, I'm randomly grabbing these because I want to show you. I want to make some more. Alright, and again, mix it up with solid colors too. You're going to like that. So let's say I don't have any shapes ready to go. I'm just going to cut a few. Okay, so here I've got 5 squares. Those are my basic shapes I'm going to work with. How about I make a bridge? Would this be a good bridge? Yeah, why not? So to make a bridge, I just cut out a door, or you might think of it as a bowl or a cup. So there's a bridge bit. It's kind of big considering what this page, how little my zine is. And then maybe I can make I'm gonna turn this one into a drop. So for a drop, you can go in, start, swoop around, and then finish where you started. So here's a drop, and this is what I cut it out of, so I'm just gonna trim that up. So that's my positive and negative here. Here's my positive and negative. You know what? I'm just gonna make a strip. Strips are really great to have. I'm gonna make another strip. I'm going to make a triangle. It might be too big, but that's okay. And I think it would be good to have something circular. So this doesn't really give me a whole lot of space to make a window, but I'm gonna try anyway, because I love those negative parts. I just love what's left over. So I have a tiny little potato here, and I've got the window it came out of. Yeah, so I think I'm good. I'm good here to just create something. So what can I make? How could I balance these out with each other? So I think I might start with a triangle. Yeah, I think I might do something as simple as this. Or maybe, oh, I know what I'll do. I'll make this guy sort of teeter here. And then if I wanted to use a different strip, I could use this guy. I like the red one. I like the red one. All right. This one's a big. I'm just gonna trim it a wee bit and make it sort of off center. So there you go. That would be my first one. Let me get that glued down. So you see, this way of playing with zines is about combining shapes in different ways. And the prompts are super simple on purpose, because you're not supposed to think about this very much. If you're thinking about it a lot, then I would say you're overthinking it. These are not works of art. These are activities to play. These are creative play breaks. And you're using your brain, you're using your creativity, and it's not about anything more than the prompt tells you. And if you want to take it to a completely different place, go for it. Prompts are just jumping in points. They're just starting points for you. All right, so I would say that's a good example of what my first page might look like for this zine. All you do is one page a day. And then I just wanted to point out, you may choose to make zines out of magazine paper, or this may be the only collage fodder you have to use, and so you just decide to use magazine paper. If you're going to do that, always play with the fact that there's a lot of ads and photo shoots in magazines that are black and white, and then that will always give you a nice background to play with colored paper. So there's no reason why you can't combine magazine pages, even if you have a whole folder of collage fodder. Or maybe you're only using collage magazine pages, in which case choose ones that are in grayscale, black and white, and then contrast those with ones that are super colorful. So here's an example where I used a magazine page as the zine, and then I added shapes just like we did. You can see I don't think I was thinking about the challenge of only using 4 bits at the time. This is pretty old, but let's see. Here I've got 5 bits. So going back to those shapes like stairs and bridges and strips, and this is just a rectangle with a very skinny triangle cut out of it. Rainbows, stairs, triangles, strips. this is like the corner trimmed out of a square. So just so you can see, with the few basic squares cut out in different sizes, you can get all these shapes. You can use the image of whatever you used as your zine if you're using magazine paper to inspire you, like here, her eyes being framed. Or you can just randomly go through and add bits to make a pleasing composition. So that's an example of the magazine paper, and I suggest you try to do 4 or less bits, but you know, that's completely up to you. Okay, I hope you had fun taking this tiny play break with me. Be honest, it was super easy. You know, when it comes to your creativity, it's never about what you're making. It's about how you feel while you're making it, right? Okay, I've got lots more videos on my YouTube channel here, so subscribe, stay tuned, play. Come back and get your daily dose of make stuff feel good energy. Thank you so much for being here.